Yo. Right, we are doing a quick trade recap for last week. So last week we started our funded account, 50k, the combine, and we're up £1,584. And I'm going to show you how I did that over this week. So starting with Monday, as you can see, we've got in red our Asian session high and low, and in blue our London session high and low. Just before market was about to open, we can see that London came up and swept out this liquidity and this liquidity from within the Asian session. It's then started a nice leg downwards, meaning we wanted to be bearish within this trade. These two gaps here are our 15-minute fair value gaps, the two most previous ones before the market opened. As market opened, it came up into this fair value gap and moved down aggressively. We wanted to get in on the first presented fair value gap right here. We expected that the price was going to tag into it and then start its move downwards. We put our risk above this high over here, for £500, and our target was just £500 this way, which was some equal lows just on the left side down over here. So we were targeting for £500, and as you can see, for the next 2 hours, all that happened was price was just fluctuating, always respecting the fair value gaps, these 15-minute fair value gaps. And again here, before beginning the move down, which would have in fact put us into profit. But we ended up getting stopped out here, break even, just because we didn't want to have risk on when all it's doing is this. There was no news on Monday either, so no real reason why there was going to be loads of money put into the market. For Tuesday, we can see Asian session low, Asian high. London has come up and swept out the Asian high, and then we've started to see a push towards the downside. In the hours leading up to New York Open, we've got this big consolidation range here, and this high does just sweep out this high and begins a big leg downwards. Our two 15-minute fair value gaps are above, so as you can see, as we push back outside of here, we are expecting price to keep pushing on downwards. Our entry was based off a 50% retracement from the high created when market opened to its first major low, which is down here. It's then retraced 50%, and we've got in with stops above this high and targeting, well, our 1-to-1, but at the end of the day we're targeting the Asian session low, which was actually taken out. We made our money here, and then the price did continue to push down a little bit before coming up, respecting our 15-minute fair value gap, pushing down, respecting this one, and pushing down and through our Asian session low. Wednesday was a very, very mad open. I'll have to go out onto the hourly chart to show you this one. As we opened on Wednesday over here, prices literally ran up, taking out all the highs from the start of the week and all the highs from last week, even this all-time high up here. Moving into the 1-minute price action, our first position was made here as we started to see lower lows, lower highs, and lower lows. We wanted to get in within this sort of price range and hope that we were going to push down with our £500 risk placed up here. It then went against us some and created a fair value gap here, which was then inversed and respected. So we added another position on here, and then here was our confirmation when we finally got that break outwards and down out of this fair value gap that we were going to be in good sorts, and we literally got our money out here. £500 was made then. And then we added another position where we saw that this fair value gap was made and price could not even come up and tag into it before moving downwards. So we got in on the close of this candle and made another £200 or £300 within this by having just a smaller contract size. Moving on to Thursday, we can see Asia comes down, made a low. London has made a higher low, so we have equal lows here. London has also come up and swept out Asian highs, started moving down. As we've come into the New York Open, New York has come and swept out London, made a massive push to the downside. Again, this is our first presented fair value gap. Price can't even make it up to the fair value gap before it's starting its move down. So we are very bearish. The next fair value gap we see, this one here. So we entered a position on here, took it right down to our money, 1-to-1 right here. And then we also bought some on the way back up. So here we can see Once it swept out some resting liquidity that was over on the left hand side, we've then got this big move up, an immediate rebalance of price here, and then we've got a CISD here, which is a change in distribution. Basically, it's gone from bearish distribution to bullish just within this leg. We took, I think, £300 out of the market just there. On to Friday. Friday is the only place where I really messed up. I was working, I was busy, so I probably shouldn't have even been in the market, but we've seen a massive leg down. We've taken out some liquidity here, and we've started making higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. By looking at this, you can tell that we're bullish. But in my mind, when I came into the market, when my alarm went off 5 minutes before, this is what I saw, which looks a lot more bearish. So what we were looking at once market started to open was the two previous fair value gaps, which are both below, and we're looking at all the liquidity within these highs, and this high. The position we got into was here. We got into position for about half our normal size with about £250 risk above here. Running down, we were in about 200 and maybe about 350 pounds profit here. We're up, what are we? About 1.8 to 1 reward to risk ratio, which if we were in for a full contract size, we would have been out of already. But because we hadn't made our £500 yet, we were trying to hold on for 500. So when price pulled up into this fair value gap, we added to the position, trying to target the London and Asian session lows, when actually we were already up 1.8 to 1, considering we had a smaller amount of risk. So where I went wrong was I'm looking at trying to get monetary wins rather than get my risk to reward wins, which I would have got and which I would have been quite happy with. So yeah, that is the week. We're up £1,500, so we've got £1,500 left to get next week, and then we will be funded on our Top Step account and we'll be fighting for payouts. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's been informative to at least somebody. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.